Welcome back to Initiative Reviews. Today we're going to be covering Netflix's Castlevania Season 4. But first, if you can follow us on all our social media at Afro Anime Initiative on Facebook and Instagram, and on that Facebook, there's a Facebook group and a page, and at Afro_AI on Twitter and right here on YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, hey, hit us up in the comments, like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. I am your host, Darren Bradley, today, along with Marvette. Marvette, say what's up to the people.
What up, y'all?
Man, we're just going to jump right into it. Castlevania Season 4, Netflix's original anime series. I do the quotation marks because, they just bought it. Oh, man, it was dope. Marvette, I know you weren't with the initiative when we did our first 3 reviews of this series, and I know you weren't with us for our first live tweet, but you were for this one. Just, you know what? Straight into it. How did you feel about Castlevania Season 4?
It was mind-blowing. I loved it. It was awesome. The art was, oh my God. Just, wow. The details of each character, the details of each scenery, and them fucking creatures, man. We're going to get to that. Them damn creatures. It was amazing. You guys definitely check it out.
Awesome. Everything she said, plus a little bit more, because like I said, this is my 4th year or 4th season with it. I've been feeling this way since episode 1. Like, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all so good? Why everybody else ain't like this? And this solidified it because, again, go back and watch our overviews. Hopefully I can put them up here. Watch our overviews, and just the writing, so incredible. Characterization, and again, if you follow us on our live tweet, I'm gonna apologize right now. That was me last minute. I said, you know what? Let's do it. We did it. Next time we'll do better with advertising, letting you guys know in advance. The live tweet, I said it over and over again. Who wrote this? Why you write this? And why you don't work for me? Like, it's so good.
Man, I mean, just saying, like, it's one of those, I don't say stories, but one of those things you don't get bored watching. Because an episode is full of stuff, full of things going on, and it leads up to more, and it leads up to more, and it leads up to more. So it's just like, man, it's just like 30 minutes episode, less than 30 minutes. You definitely gonna sit there and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Oh man, all right. Let's get into the quick breakdown. Let's set up. Everybody is splintered off, because that's how you do in a good story. You bring a group together and then you throw them apart. And sometimes a happy throw apart, sometimes a bad throw apart. In this case, the mission was done. Dracula's out. They've defeated the bad guys. Yeah, they didn't defeat all the bad guys. You got our man Hector straight up doing some slave work for Carmela, Lenore, and the rest of the Vampire Sister gang. The Vampire Sister gang is out there expanding their empire. Great plan. If you get it to work. You got the man Isaac out there still building up his army, learning some stuff, figuring out humanity, period. Oh boy, we're gonna get into Isaac. We got Alucard, son of Dracula, sitting in his castle after being betrayed by the sexy twins. I miss the sexy twins. Just brooding, and I mean, he's a vampire, that's what they do. Alucard out there, well, he's a half vampire. Alucard out there brooding and just being sad. And then you got our main heroes, Belmont, Trevor Belmont, and Cypher, just out there kicking witch breed, nightbreed, vampire, any bad guy ass. And I mean, it's great. It opens up with some of the best fighting animation I've seen in a long time. Marv, pick up. What's going on with the characters?
Man, Cypher and Trevor are on their adventures and victories, as he called it, going out fighting what I call night creatures, vampires. Basically, people are trying to, through their history and through going out through every village or every stop they stop, they get extra clues on who's trying to do what and how they're using it or how they're doing it. They find out. Man, at some point it makes me want to play the damn video game.
Oh,
because of the animation.
Yeah, I should have did that. Okay, we'll talk about that after. Go.
because of that. But it's interesting. It is like a video game. And honestly, they were fighting as if they were in a video game. Maybe that's why I like the animation so much. And then they're again getting clues, going to the new city, getting more clues, breaking more rules, breaking more clues to get to a bigger place. And at the end, you feel like, hey, they just went to the final battle, as you can see it, because that's how it felt to me. But yes, they're going to every city or every village fighting off these night creatures, they're demons that Hector keep freaking making out of nowhere. Honestly, Hector is a genius. And I wanted to get this. Okay, I needed you to explain to me. I'm gonna jump, sorry guys. Okay, Isaac cut off his finger. What's the symbol behind that?
Okay, we were gonna get into that. But what that is, he had a binding ring on. He was a slave. Hector was a slave to the vampire sisters. Lenore got him trapped up. Like that was a binding spell that would make it.
Sorry to cut you off again. Is that the little red ring that majority of them were wearing? Okay. Because I was like, wait, what the if he cut off his finger? Couldn't he just take off the ring?
No.
Because it's Isaac.
Yes.
I thought he could freaking do that.
Nope,
Again, it's Isaac.
Okay. So that's the thing that I really enjoyed about this. Actually, what I enjoy about most video games like this, that the more you get into it, the more you figure out the world. And they explain how magic and stuff works in their world. It's blood magic. It's sacrifice. Something has to change. Something has to die to make something else. The nightbreed are made from dead corpses and then their souls brought back. But look how they're changed because they've been in hell. They've been around that dark magic, that dark energy. You have the what were they? Oh shoot! I just had it on the tip of my tongue. The Isaac and Hector are a specific type of wizard. Their job forge masters. They forge these creatures. They build these. They build them. Building becomes a huge thing about this in this story. Like you learn these things that you have to play like 2 or 3 video games, or the video game to know what this is what it was about. They just said no animals, creatures, but then they flesh it out later on. But you get this in the show. You get when you like last season where you face a wizard. Okay, well, where did the wizard get his magic from? From people. He's enslaved the whole city. He's sucked their energy out. That's how, and it's things like suck so many innuendos. Okay, we jumping around again because this is just an incredible series, but so much stuff is in here. It's connected, but the innuendos about vampirism and changing people and who owns people and ownership is ownership of love, and it's deep.
Yeah,
it's deep,
very
scary deep. And Isaac and Hector are about that because they were actually friends, to so say, with Dracula, but still slaves to Dracula's dream and to Dracula's vision and to Dracula's manipulation. Like even though Dracula might have cared for them and they loved him, he was still manipulating them. He was still using them.
Yes.
And that's something about what is the meaning of love and how do you express it? Is that a real way to express it? And again, it comes from all different angles. You have working with somebody, you have admiring somebody, you have actually loving somebody, like with Belmont and Cypher, and how they express their love by being like, well, we just do. I mean, does it have to be anything else? Doesn't need to be a wedding. Doesn't have to be. I'm again, it's so much. I don't know which one I want to talk about.
Like, their love stories. I mean, they feel the energy after battles, after saving people, of not having what happened before to happen again.
Yeah.
You know, and he keeps like everywhere he goes, they try to figure out the clues. And like one of my favorites was when he tried to explain death.
Yeah.
How he explained it and how when that happened, it was that what he said over there.
Actually was, yeah. A good foreshadowing moment.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, really good.
They actually followed up with what they just said. Literally, because I was like, dang, okay. So that really that was one of my favorite moments when he stood in front of that image of what death is, and she thought I wouldn't think death looked like that.
Yeah.
And when she saw it in reality again, it happened in front of her. It shook her back, and it took her back like, you're seeing an image of it and what it is.
Right. Yeah.
And everything that he explained, he's like, oh, that's is not just here to take souls, but it feeds off of these souls. It's hungry for these souls. And how he literally explained it is how we were able to see it.
It's a version of a vampire.
Blew me.
Yeah. Yeah. And those type of things happen like from episode 1 on. Again, we still in episode 1. But episode 1, they going around and getting their stuff, like I said, finding clues, learning what's going on, finding people trying to bring back Dracula, and best line. So we almost lose our lives getting rid of the sucker. Now we're gonna spend the rest of our lives stopping fools from bringing them back. Loved it, because that's basically the video game.
Yep.
I love
and my
that.
thing is like, you're battling the skeleton army, and then you're battling Hector's creatures at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn, it's still Camilla's people.
Because you have the nightbreed made by Hector. We know Isaac makes nightbreed. We know about the demon horde that Dracula unleashed from hell from a couple of the first season. Like, it's just bad stuff out there. And like, once again, they're combining stuff from a lot of different video games and making it work. They made a world where this stuff exists and it's outside of Europe. Like, they talk about London. They bring in a vampire from London, like, hey, London's around. Like, they just like, no, this stuff was a part of Europe's collective history. Like, this is their mythology. And Castlevania's made it cool. Go ahead.
That I don't want to call it a preacher, but that church person at the end, that Trevor was fighting in that battle where they figured out what death was. He was stronger than the others. Was he a vampire?
Yes.
He was trying to find somewhere to kick around his stomach and he wasn't going through.
He was a vampire. Yeah. I'll make sure I'm thinking about the same person. Preacher towards the end. Yeah. He was a vampire. Anybody at that last battle except for Saint Germain's a vampire. And for those who've been following us, Saint Germain does come back, and we found out more about Saint Germain and that the portal, the infinite way, and what he's doing and what he's looking for. And we come to find out that this is another great line in the show where the true villain of anything is ambition and selfishness.
Yep.
Because you could be doing something for the right reasons, but if you're selfish about it or you over ambitious, it's always going to turn out evil. You could be doing something for the good of everybody, but because you ambitious about it, which we learned about the church from 2 seasons ago, they trying to do good for everybody by controlling stuff. They unleash hell on earth, literally. And they just make a point to say, like, you could, no matter what, ambition and that's the biggest enemy, because you're doing too much. You're doing too much. I'm like, whoa. And that's the bigger villain, because Saint Germain's a goof, or we think he's a goof. We come to find out he might be one of the most powerful alchemists. Come to find out he's doing mad dirt. They got to give him a whole episode to explain what he's been doing since we've seen him last. Straight up just turning evil, basically. Working with the vamps to restore Dracula, to create something that will allow him to control the infinite way, so he go find his lost love. Come to find out, she may not even exist.
Exactly.
Like, whoa.
The irony of the alchemist calling on God.
Dude.
That had me on the floor.
Right, we jumping around. Sorry, guys. Let's go to episode 2. Episode 2, they come to find out, okay, we got to go back to the beginning of this. First level, last level. Another video game trope. To the beginning, where they go back to the main town where Dracula first attacked, where they first killed his wife. And they come to find out that, hey, people still live here. What's going on? They meet this warrior named Zephyr and her group, and they out there fighting the vampires for the world family. They say the world family's hiding underground. Vampires ain't left. They still here. We meet a vampire named Varney from London, and his dude Rinko, a Russian soldier vampire, talking about, Dracula sent me here to do this. And Rinko like, yeah, whatever. Nobody cares. Like, dude, whatever. We here. We're going to do it. But we found out that Dracula, in his own outrage, had a plan, but not. And there are people still following this dude when they don't know what he was thinking. Nobody knew what Dracula was thinking. Dracula was angry. They killed his wife. There was no real plan to this. There wasn't. There really wasn't. But, people are still following him. They're still worshiping him. Like I said, you got Belmont and Cypher out there stopping humans now. not vampires, humans from bringing back Dracula. Oh boy. That's mostly episode 2.
Who can the humans believe? The church is out of control.
Church is out of control. The church is wrong. We discovered that the last couple of seasons how much the church was lying and how them cats was probably more evil than the demons. The demons were saying like, "Yo, half the evil stuff that come up that we do, we learn from y'all." I'm like, well, yeah, that sounds about right. So the people's just out here looking for a savior because the world is falling apart. Carmela and her people just marching through the country. They taking down everything. They unstoppable.
It's awful.
Awful. They unstoppable though. But then you have Belmont and them trying to do they can town by town, but it's not enough. Again, you got a whole army coming through. So you got Belmont over here, and again you got Alucard sitting in the castle,
minding his business,
doing his business, drinking. He being mad. Look, he mad. He turning into Belmont. It's like, but bro, yeah, that, like, come on. And I tweeted this out. I think that'll be a great show. Alucard and Belmont just mad at each other because they so much alike. So much alike. Man, let's say episode 3. Episode 4, we catch up with Isaac. Episode 4, we catch up with Isaac and what he's doing with his group. And basically, no, that's 5. I'm sorry. 4, we with Hector and Lenore, the lady that enslaved them and kind of raped them last year. And trying to figure out their relationship. And Hector might have some straight up Stockholm syndrome, might be in love with the woman that, they put a ring on it and enslave the boy. But they have
Greta.
Really good, go ahead.
So we meet Greta.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We do meet Greta in this episode. We meet Greta, but let's get back to Hector real quick. Hector and Lenore are having a really great conversation about what is power and strength and what do you need it for, which will get even to a better conversation later on after everything get messed up. But they had this conversation like, what are we doing this for? Why is this way? What is is this security or is this ambition? Is this love? Is this insanity? Like real legit questions. And one of the best parts was where they brought up, well, is it also just economics? Which to the 2 other vampires who are out in the field during the war, they're not at the castle planning stuff, also have that conversation. But yes, we do meet Greta here. Greta is a woman in a small little town that's next to Alucard's castle or Dracula's castle. And they out there struggling. The nightbreed are coming, the nightbreed are attacking. And we find out later on that was all planned by Saint Germain and his crew, which Hector's a part of, trying to get as many people together to herd them into Alucard or Dracula's castle so they can do some spells to bring back Dracula. But Greta's a beast. Greta's just a normal woman out here kicking butt. And when Alucard meets her and she just calls him out for like, bro, we've been out here struggling. You got this magic castle over here. We know something weird about you, but you can help. What you doing? You got a bunch of corpses in front of your lawn, in your front lawn. What can you come here? And I thought that was really cool how they did that and how they explained what was going on in the whole world. Again, they expand it out with dialogue and then show you some stuff. Again, beautiful directing for anime series on Marvel. I'm sorry, go ahead. What you got to say?
Didn't Greta and Alucard relationship remind you of Lisa and Dracula's?
Yeah.
So much.
She didn't take his BS. Knew what he was, didn't care as long as he was there to help people. And she was like, yeah, you actually like kids, don't you? You really like people. Man, Alucard loved the kids.
He do.
Alucard loved the kids, man. But it's we get more layers in these 2, 4 and 5, where we understand the bigger plan. How Hector may not be as much of a slave as we think. How he's working with people outside in the world, outside of the castle where he's imprisoned. Saint Germain, one of them. Varney, the London vampire, is another one. Like he been moving pieces this whole time while waiting for Isaac, who, like I said, is building his army, and he coming for Carmilla and Hector. He coming for their ass. That's what we get.
That episode with Isaac just coming through. It's episode 6.
That's 7 and 6. One of them, because 5 is when we get Isaac just telling us his motivations, saying like, why are we doing these things? you're a demon, because he makes demons again. Him and Hector make demons. They know what they are. And a demon, like, we supposed to kill, destroy this. He said, you can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. I made you. I could just tell you what you want to be.
Yeah.
But why do you have to be so destructive? Why can't you build something too? Hands that
Exactly.
kill with a hammer can also build with a hammer. I mean, again,
Yeah.
beautiful writing.
Mm-hmm.
And the demon's sitting there like, wait, I'm sorry, what? You might be right. And the demon like, but we eat blood and meat, and that's what we are. And Isaac like, have a berry. I don't eat a berry. I'm a demon. I eat blood. Eat a berry. The demon eat the berry. He like, oh, memories. I used to be a person. Yeah, man. Duh. And he just kept saying the way he said, the way the acting was in this. I wish I had looked up the name of the character for that one demon. The way he kept saying memories made me sad. It's like he forgot so much, but all he wanted to do was this one thing. But it's like, what about everything else?
Yeah.
What about memories?
I mean, once you become a night shadow or a night creature,
Nightbreed,
they're all out. You're dead. Basically, you're dead. Everything's dead with you. Then you come back. You're coming back. They're grabbing you from hell, basically, with 1,000 other souls around you that affected your own soul here on Earth. So they brought you back. Yeah, you remember nothing. Nothing is yours. Right. You're just out there with their mission in your head. Kill whatever comes your way.
And I thought it was just real interesting how Isaac pointed out, like, but you got a second chance. Yeah, you might look like a demon, but you can do whatever and be whatever you want. We need to leave something else behind. Again, that whole concept of building, not just destruction.
They lived a lot of destruction. And it's still happening even after Dracula is gone.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted a new future, but again, if you're not done with the entire court, you won't have a new future.
Right.
Because each of them felt like they were with the right hand to Dracula. They have to bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're a leader in their own way. They can step up and have the other vampires underneath them.
Correct.
So it's a battle, again, ambition, a battle of power. It wasn't a battle of unity.
No.
It was this army against that army, this leader against this leader. This one wants the throne. This one thinking about bringing Dracula back so they can give them a throne.
Yeah, this one wants revenge. This one is looking for love. It's so many different motivations. Yeah. They all crumble with ambition. They just crumble. And Isaac has another great speech about that later on too.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're in episode 6. Issues hit the fan, and you right. This is when Isaac comes through. Isaac rolls into Carmilla's castle like, aha, time for y'all to die. And Hector like, well, y'all goes to Lenore and like, yeah, you know, I've been planning this to bring Dracula back. I'm just waiting for Isaac to kill me because I know I did wrong because I did wrong. I'm the one that got Dracula killed in the first place. He's trying to atone in the best way he can. But again, he is the bad guy. He's a forge master. He makes demons. He worked for Dracula. But even in that, he wants to do something right. He wants to make up for something he felt he did wrong. The villains in this show are written so well and so complicated, you legit sometimes don't know, wait, am I supposed to be, should I be rooting for y'all?
That's what I'm saying. Because they felt the need for being punished for what they did.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't feel the need if it was from a vampire. It was somebody in his level. That's how like, oh, you humans stick together.
Yeah.
When she said that line to them. And I was just like,
Because Dracula was the only one that kept the vampires, and I don't want to say in check, but kept them together. Like, because when he had his console, which Carmilla used to be a part of, and I love her speeches too. Oh my God, so many good speeches. And she was like, yeah, it like he kept everybody together, but it was also like he was an old man doing foolish stuff because again, he wasn't thinking, he was heartbroken. And Carmilla like, F that noise. Queen Carmilla was a G. Her speech about my whole life, I've been watching old men mess up. Yep. Everything I've had, I have to take away from them so they wouldn't destroy it. I will take the world away from them.
Yep. She wanted that castle.
Yeah, I believe we call it the political system in America. It's a bunch of old men messing stuff up. And I mean, the commentary throughout this show was just on point. Perfect. Political, economical, social, just on point. Like I said, great speeches.
That battle with Camilla took an entire freaking army.
She literally created a room of blood, which spilled out into a river of blood, which formed a staircase of blood. And Isaac just walking through like, I'm still gonna kill you. So I mean,
And it was still like, even to her, she took her own life at the end.
because
She won't
Hector
get
betrayed her, so she was losing everything anyway. Hector betrayed her. All his creatures now are either going crazy or work for Isaac. Lenore, of course, because Hector, I think, really loved her, which is weird.
He did.
He kept Lenore out the battle so she couldn't help Carmela, and told Isaac everything he needed to do to win. Gave him some extra spells, and Isaac like, I'm not coming here because Hector thought Isaac coming to kill him. Hector like, I mean Isaac like, no Hector, I'm not going to kill you. No, bro, this revenge stuff, that's for children. Maybe it's time for us to grow up. I'm like,
and build together, and I was
build,
like, build.
There we go. So. But he still said, but we still got to handle her because we can't build while she out here trying to kill everything. And
she will fuck everything up and fuck everybody up.
Yes.
My thing, like you said, that battle with the bloodbath.
Yeah.
It's just the steps to it. And it shows how powerful she is.
Yes.
Oh my God. Literally, everybody that walked through with Isaac was in that room just to kill her, not to kill anything but her.
I tried to count. And I counted maybe 40 different individual nightbreed creatures.
Yes.
At least 40. And she took them down.
Isaac couldn't have done it by himself.
Hold on. They attacking her one by one, took them down. They attack her 4 at a time, took them down. 5, and then Isaac came in like, F this noise. Okay, we got to get this done. Because as long as she around, nothing's going to be safe. Isaac
needed backup from that, I don't know what to call that giant one.
the giant winged one that Hector had made for, he had Hector, we think he was a slave, straight up manipulating everybody, doing his thing. Because again, Hector's a devious piece of crap. That's why Dracula couldn't trust him in the first place.
He was in survival mode the whole time.
The whole time. Hector straight up made this demon for the nightbreed for the specific purpose to take down Carmela. And that
all it did was back up Isaac to push the sword a little bit more.
Right into her heart. Soon as
she was this close from breaking Isaac's sword.
Yes, his special knife.
His little one. And I was just like, dang.
Hold on. A lot of sexual innuendos about forge masters and their tools. Again, just...
I mean, it was a whole bunch of teenage sex talk too, like you said it. But it was in a little cute way.
Yeah, it was flirty, but it was still like, you supposed to be a few hundred years old. This man like 30. Y'all still sound like children. Calm down. Just talking about each other's tools. But she almost broke it. But that one little push, thanks to his nightbreed, put that little stab in the heart with, again, this magic knife, so it didn't have to be wood. And Carmela knew it was over. I love this favorite line. I love this line from her. Carmela in the fight is just like, oh, when I see you creatures in hell, I will spend eternity to make sure demons die twice. I was like, good.
She's not letting it go. She found a way to come back. She'll be back.
Yeah, and Dean took herself out because, again, Carmela's like, I suffered through too much to even let a man, whether I respect him or not, take me out. And I kind of appreciate that. Like, nah, I got this. We see Lenore defeated. That even though Lenore questioned Carmela how much she still loved her, they were sisters. They were sisters for hundreds of years. They built a kingdom together while everybody else hated them. Like Carmela has a speech again early on where she like, when nobody wanted us, me and my sisters defended this. When Dracula turned their back on us, we defended this. We don't need nobody else. Screw everybody else. Everybody else can die. And I always forget the name, but the 2 lesbian vampires, the soldier and the brains of the group, that's how they describe them.
Morana and Strega.
Yes, Strega, the big girl. Day armor. When you get day armor, she fighting the fights in daytime. They got day armor for vampires. Loved it.
That suit was amazing.
Amazing. And say
you think Hector put it together?
I don't think so. I think that's before anything else. Like she got that armor when they were building their little kingdom. Like sometimes I'm gonna have to go out here in the daytime and break. I
love how they sought out the future before anything happens.
What was
like they were technically prepared for a lot of things.
Yes. What was the girl's name again? Not Strega, the other one. Moana is literally sitting there like, now that we're not around Carmilla, she can't cast her spell on us and just convince us in the light of day. I love the way she said it. In the light of day, what about the future? Isaac, same thing, talking to the demon. What will we leave behind? All this destruction, but what are we building? What about a life for us? Which again, going back to Trevor and Cypher, why are we doing this? Are we going to be stuck in this cycle all over and forever, for eternity? Is there a future for us?
Exactly.
And go ahead.
Beautifully written.
Yes. And just to fast forward, so we get Saint Germain and his stuff with the alchemist, and he's been tricked into bringing back Dracula. We find out that Varney is not a vampire for real. Varney is actually death, the embodiment of death, which if you play the Castlevania games, you know is the actual final boss. It's never Dracula, except for the first game. Death is the final boss, and we get these incredible fight scenes where Alucard and Greta and the people are under attack from a vampire army. Belmont and them show up to be like, "Hey, Alucard," and Alucard like, "Hi guys," and they
I thought I was having a bad day.
Yes, he was, and they go to war. And then Greta show up like, "Oh, y'all got this? No, you don't. Let me come in here." We add another member to the squad. I loved it. And it was that's just about two episodes of this beautiful fight scenes. No real movement of the story, but beautiful fight scenes. And it was worth it. Vampire witches look incredible. Vampire army, cool stuff. The people, every person was drawn beautifully that was fighting the villagers. So you knew who was, where they came from, by their cultural garb. Oh boy, so good. Just beautiful.
The creatures at the last battle, they were different.
And just like the video game, every time when the video game came out, they try something.
Dang, I need to see this damn video game.
You gotta either play the game or find some Twitch streams or look some YouTube videos, because the video game, there's a lot of video game stuff, especially in the fighting part with the weaponry. Weaponry's video games accurate. It's just, it follows the Castlevania video game.
The last battle with that giant one that was pulling the cart in with the body in it, that damn thing just got bigger and bigger and stretched.
Yes.
I don't even know the name that they will call that thing.
They said it and I forgot.
I was just like, what the F that come from?
Yeah.
And then it just increased. I thought it looked like a foot at the beginning with the ankle coming out.
The ankle? Yeah.
The being the mouth and all that. And then out of nowhere, it's just stretching, got uglier and uglier. And I was just like, dang, the castle's going to be on the floor in a minute. Yeah. And he just did all that. And I was just like, wow.
Right. But
it took all the strength in them, or 4 of them.
Take it down.
Yes.
Yeah. And the messed up part is it was a trick. Saint Germain and Hector and them got all those people in that one spot to kill them so their souls can be used to bring back Dracula. Because Saint Germain, trying to pretend he a goofball, is going around making a spell inside the castle. So we get to the final battle. The humans are dying. The souls are being used to bring back Dracula. Varney, or Death, reveals himself to Saint Germain like, "Bro, I lied. You stupid. You a human. You got manipulated because your ambition. And we treat you. I was the alchemist the whole time." Again, Death can be whatever. Death can look like anything. Look, I wish it wasn't a beautiful black woman like that at the end.
Varney was playing stupid from the beginning.
Love Varney. The Varney character was great.
Yeah, it threw me off.
Yeah,
because I was like, I wasn't paying attention to him, and then that happened. So I'm like, when he turned into the alchemist that was meeting him on the other doors, whatever, and then he came back, and then he was Death, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, which again, all building up to the final battle, because you have stuff like, so say like there's a side quest, and the side quest leads to the main quest. When Trevor and Cypher are back in the original city dealing with Zamfir and the guard and the royal family, they found out the royal family had been hoarding all this stuff they could have been used to saving the people.
Exactly.
And Trevor just gathering this stuff up like, okay, we need that. Or I can use this. Oh, that's the thing that we used to have at Belmont.
Exactly.
Like, it was just
everything he read in his family's books.
Yes.
And I'm like, what's the royal family doing with all of them?
Hold on. because they talk about how the royal family kicked the Belmonts out after they beat the demons the first time and took all their stuff. They talk about that. Again, full circle, bringing everything back around. Great writing, but they show when they talk about that stuff and Cypher and them taking over and building, they talk about again. What are you doing all this for if you're not doing it for the future?
Exactly.
Doing it for the people, doing it to build. What is the point of anything if you're not doing it? And I love how that brings that all back into Trevor and Cypher getting the Alucard and they one thing. They know they trying to bring back Dracula, but their first priority is to save the people. Yep. Because if they're dead, then what are we doing?
Exactly.
So okay, we get to Death. Death reveals himself, telling Saint Germain like, "Yeah, you suck, you stupid, and you're gonna still do what I need you to do. Bring back Dracula and Lisa in this crazy body, so Dracula can unleash death across the whole globe because you want to find the girl you love."
Mm-hmm.
And Saint Germain does it because he wants to find the girl he loves, but of course, it's all fake. And it comes down to this final battle: a homunculus or the rubus, a female and male in one body, a giant battle. Dracula and Lisa inside this body. Alucard, Belmont, and Cypher got to take it out. And you can see, again, great animation, beautiful writing, the pain in Alucard when he realizes those are my parents and I have to kill them again. There's
like,
just
holy shit.
One beautiful scene. It's on Alucard's face and him closing his eyes when Trevor does the final blow, and all you feel is pain.
Just pain. He still feels the guilt of his father.
Exactly.
That still weighs on him, and I think that's why he locks up himself in the castle.
Yeah, which they do talk about too. Greta talks about that too.
My thing is just like he's the heir of Dracula, but yeah, it's everybody else fighting to bring him back.
Yeah, exactly. The one dude that should like, I don't want that. Nah, we good. So yeah, so the final battle scene, Death is won. Death got it. He got everything he got. All this death, I'm still got power, and I'm finna unleash it. And Belmont like, nah. He pushed Cypher and Alucard out. Like, no, y'all go out. Y'all got this. Cypher, don't you name my baby that terrible name. And she's like, what? And everybody like, huh? It's always Belmont. It's always gonna be a Belmont. That's the whole story. And he goes and fight Death. And again, his phrasing from the first episode about what Death really is comes true. And Death, it was a vampire, and a vampire can't be killed. And he had the magical weapon because he had been gathering pieces up this whole time.
That's like the entire time. He took the weapons with him, but I was just like, he's waiting for the right moment to use it. But even then, I'm like, man, he died. He really fucking died on us like that. I had a moment there when that happened, but I was like, shit.
And we get, and again, that's episode 9 where he kills Death or defeats Death, like a video game. And we get our survivors. Greta is telling Alucard the people need to stay here, and they're having a beautiful romantic couple moment, arguing but not arguing. Loved it.
It was your idea, nah. It was I put in your head, so technically it's my idea. And I'm like,
and again, I got you to think that it was your idea.
Good seeing Lisa and Dracula all over again.
And Alucard's like, we need to do something different. The people can stay. Everybody's gonna live here. Cypher's gonna leave. She's gonna go find her people because she got to go raise a baby by herself. And Alucard is like, no. Greta gets Alucard again. Good relationship. Go, Alucard. Go talk to her. And Alucard like, no, you ain't got to go nowhere. Stay here with us. We are going to build something. We're going to build for the future. And what perfect way to do that if a mother is here to help raise these orphan children? Because again, Alucard love the kids. The orphan kids are calling Alucard father. Greta like, you don't think I ain't noticed that? And Alucard like, whatever, leave me alone. Trying to be all, whatever.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. But then while this is going on, this horse that's been appearing through the whole show starts riding, and somebody's on it. And they're like, ain't that your horse? Yeah, I know that horse. Wait, huh? It's Trevor. Trevor's on the horse. Yeah. Saint Germain understood what he did wrong and how his ambition almost destroyed the world. And in his last breath, he used it to save Belmont from death. And we get us a happy ending. We get Alucard and Greta Cypher and Belmont building something for the future.
What else do we get?
We get Dracula and Lisa alive and
Oh my God.
human and saying, you know what? This is a second chance. It's time to leave this stuff behind. Let's let our boy heal. Love that line from the mother. Let our boy have some closure. We don't need to go see him.
And for his father to heal as well. Because he put his hand where his son. Then push the damn sword. And I was like, damn, they both need closure.
Yeah.
But it was so powerful. And they're speaking for their future as well.
Yes. Yes.
And again, we're not destroying this time, we're building.
Building. And not in just building. With what real love is, again, I think Lisa and Dracula might be couple goals, but maybe it's gonna be Greta and Alucard. We'll switch it up.
Definitely Greta and Alucard.
Yeah. And it's about love. So man, that's it.
It was
Season
beautiful.
40. Season finale of Castlevania. They're gonna do a spinoff. No information about it yet, but I cannot wait. And I hope they stick with the same animation group because the animation is gorgeous. The writing, same writing group. The writing is great.
Please.
And
the artists.
Final thoughts.
I loved the characters all together. Isaac was definitely a surprise. Camilla's a powerful source that's forever going to be powerful because goddamn, nobody could take her down. She took herself down.
Herself down.
Again, no man would kill me. I would give them no pleasure of doing that shit.
Exactly.
Greta, I loved her character and I hope we'll see more in the spinoff. I want to see what the future is in the spinoff.
Yeah.
I want to see what they built for the future, for the next generations.
Nice.
If there will be any generations of mixed breeds. Alucard, Greta.
Yeah, well, we already got that. Alucard's already a mixed breed. We already got that.
No, if he want to have give us another one. If
okay,
Dracula and Lisa will have another baby.
True.
You know?
True. All right.
Since everybody want to be back in the live, I want to see little Trafor. He said that's an ugly name. Don't name him that.
Terrible name.
The fact that he thought she would do that shit too.
And I like how he said that. I had to come back to him. Make sure you wouldn't name the baby that. And then Alucard makes a joke, but that's what we were going to name the town.
If they're really going to call the town Belmont, I want to know that too.
Like that. That was great. That was good.
And I loved the final scene with the library, that they opened it for everybody. Ancient libraries rock. That was my favorite top.
And Alucard made a point that, yes, we're going to teach people. We're not going to hide this crap. We're going to teach everybody. Again, because if more people knew how to destroy demons, it wouldn't be such a problem.
You know?
Again, everything you just said, double it, triple it. I've loved this since episode 1. Sad to see it go, but can't wait for the future for what they're going to build next. And I hope I get a video game based off of this. You looked at my tweets. I said Assassin's Creed big with Shadow of Mordor game combat because that would just be perfect. But Castlevania Netflix, this story, because this is a combination of everything. I give it an A+, 5 stars out of 5, 10 out of 10. Beautiful, wonderful ending. Again, the future build. And that's it from us here at the Initiative. Let us know what you guys thought. Let us know if you've been watching from the beginning. Let us know if you just caught up with it now. And tell us how you felt about it in the comments. So follow us on all our social media. And you know what? We're just going to leave you with that. Build for the future. And we'll see you guys later. Peace.